Hello, today we're going to be learning about the difference between denotation and connotation. So what is denotation? Denotation is the dictionary definition of a word, or its literal meaning. The best way to remember this is that dictionary and denotation both start with the letter D. Let's look at a quick example. We can see that the words cheap and affordable are synonyms, meaning that they have similar denotations. In this case, they mean not costly or costing little money. What is connotation? Connotation are the things that we associate to certain words. It's also our thoughts and feelings about certain words. This is more abstract, and it can differ from person to person based on things like our culture or our personal experiences. If we take another look at the words cheap and affordable, they might be synonyms, but you may have noticed that there are typically differences in when we use each of them. Cheap, for example, is typically associated with lower quality. It often has a negative connotation, while affordable typically has a positive connotation. This isn't always the case, though, as sometimes cheap can be used in certain situations in a more positive way. So now that we know what denotation and connotation mean, let's look at some more examples. With the word home, we know the denotation of the word home is the place where you live, but the connotation of the word home is typically more warm and personal. So the image on the left shows the denotation, which would typically just be a building, where the image on the right shows the connotation. And you might think, depending on who you are, of family, memories, or good times that you often associate with your home. If we look at the word coffee, we know that the denotation is a drink made from coffee beans. But if you don't typically drink plain coffee, then you might think of more custom drinks, like the latte art that baristas often make. Or, if you don't like coffee, you might think of disgust or bad memories. The connotation of coffee varies between people, depending on our experiences. Thank you for listening, and hopefully you learned something new.